Yeah. 74, episode 74. I said that 74. This is the Rewind brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. The captain, the man, the myth, the legend, soon to be on hiatus, Monty Moss, alongside my guest who will be joining us momentarily. Thank you to all love and support that we have received over the course of the year of 2026. We've been grinding at this thing since September, all gas, no breaks, and we're coming close to the hiatus where we break away before returning for season 3 in September. But all the love and thanks and glory goes to you guys, especially our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But if you haven't, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Rewind_GSC3, continuously growing, as I say every week, because it's actually true. I'm not going to say if it's not true. Growing on all of our social media platforms. So thank you for all the love and support, the likes, the comments, the shares, the engagement, the reposts. Everything goes to you guys because we do this for you. I do this for you. Or I do it, some of it for me. But you get the point. We do it for you too. Please. Thank you. Special thanks again to my dog, Chris, in 1990 Studios, who surprisingly, well-deserved, can't say surprisingly, who was on vacation this week. And he decided to move some things on his vacation to make this happen for you guys tonight. So that's just love, to support, the loyalty that I truly deserve and appreciate for Chris and all the work that he does of the Rewind since we started this thing last year. But we're going to finish this thing strong, and it starts right here, right now, tonight on episode 74 of the Rewind. And I just noticed that next week's episode will be 75. 75. I don't know. Probably won't be doing anything for 75. I mean, small wins matter, of course. But don't think so. But we're going to focus on 74 tonight. And my guest, she divine alignment. Again, I talk about that a lot, right? And she was supposed to come on a few weeks ago. Timing of it didn't work out because I did believe I was recording or shooting, I should say, an episode from The Office that particular Wednesday. And she couldn't come on. And again, it's, people got to respect people's times. And I made it my mission to find a date to align with her calendar where I could be home here in the East Wing to get her on for an episode tonight. So it's going to be a great one, and just bear with me because this is greatness in the making, and I appreciate her. She's been so good to me over the years. I believe we first met maybe when I was in 7th or 8th grade, but her and her family, which we'll talk a little bit more throughout tonight's episode, has been tremendously good to me during my youth years, through my high school years, my collegiate years, and obviously my adult years, where the relationship and the love and the connection is still there. So that tells you that it's real, folks, because real is rare. And when you have the love and you receive the love and you give back the love, good things happen. So I'm so thankful and appreciative to her and her family. But let's get our guests in here. And let's just say this is greatness in the making, as I said, once again. But I'm going to go ahead and get her right in here and get her on a hot seat right here, right now, tonight. Dr. Sandra Sociedade Pimentel, as a proud Newark native whose story is rooted in family, community, education, and service. Born and raised in the Ironbound section of Newark in a close-knit Portuguese family, she grew up surrounded by her parents, brothers, grandparents, godparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Her first job was at her family's International Florist, which is in Newark, Ironbound section. You guys can check that out. I'll explain more later. A long-time centerpiece of the Portuguese community. Dr. Pimentel attended Ann Street School and Queen of Peace High School before graduating from summa cum laude, I said it right, from Drew University, where she was also an academic All-American softball player. She later earned her master's degree from Boston University and her doctorate in clinical psychology from Temple University. TU is in the house. Today, she serves as chief of child and adolescent psychology and associate professor, let's get this right, at Montefiore, I said it right, don't say anything, Medical Center and Albert Einstein College of Medicine. She also directs the Anxiety and Mood Program, helping children and families navigate mental health challenges. Her work has earned her awards for excellence in education and outstanding mentorship. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Dr. Pimentel is a passionate advocate for health, women's rights, civic engagement, and the Portuguese community. Not to mention, in the year of 2026, which is this year, she has worked tremendously hard behind the scenes, which she'll talk about later on tonight episode, where she's partnered with the New York Yankees to help host the first ever Portuguese Fiesta at Yankee Stadium. Now, it's with my honor and privilege on episode 74 to introduce a mentor, a friend, an auntie, my Portuga, however you want to phrase it, is Dr. Sandra Pimentel.
Dr. Thank you.
Welcome. Finally. How are you?
Thanks, Monty. Thank you. Where did you get this picture? I can't stop looking at it. This is incredible. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for the kind words. You did it. You got me.
I said surprise. I told Chris we got a surprise for you tonight. This picture here, I believe, was I was in high school because I got a baby face. I might have been. No, I might be a freshman in college in this picture. Baby face. This was during Liberia weekend, the Portuguese Festa weekend.
Yeah, it's a Portuguese feast. That I know.
Yeah, I do. We got Unc. He's got the cigar in hand. He stopped smoking cigars. I talked to him. He put them down. We got the whole family there. Paulo's there. Shout out to Paolo Sociedade, who's another mentor of mine. We got the whole fam here. The entire fam. Well, not all of the fam, but this is the picture. Only picture I have of us together. Together. That's it. So
I like it.
I had a little surprise.
I'm wearing my Santa Clara. That's my Santa Clara shirt. That's the Azorian soccer team. So that's a unique one. I like it. Thanks for that. Oh, and thanks for the introduction. Thanks for having me. I'm excited, and I've been so impressed watching you grow older, and to have you have this podcast is really
older.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to stay young. Don't say the word old.
Not old, older,
more mature, more wiser,
mature, your wisdom,
a little more wisdom. Yes. But the good thing is that since you are here tonight, I get to learn and soak in all the wisdom that you're going to share tonight here on the Rewind. So praise God for you. The timing is better than ever.
I'll do my best. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, yeah. We had some intervention to make it happen, and I appreciate your persistence.
Hey, consistency is key.
Indeed.
And if it's one thing I've learned in life so far in my young years, it's not how you start; it's how and the way you finish.
It's true.
So
it's true.
We started with a date in June.
Yeah,
didn't work out. Navigated through the valleys and the peaks to get here to July 22nd.
22nd. Wow.
And we're going to finish this episode tonight. So
it was meant to be episode 74. I like it.
It was. And if there's one shout out I do want to give, yes, I've shout out to Sociedade family, Pimentel family, who's been good to me. But also, if you guys, please, you know me, if there's someone or something that they have going, I support them. I acknowledge them. I give them a shout out. But I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to International Florist Shop in Newark, New Jersey. Again, located in the Ironbound section. Listen, I promise you guys, flowers, arrangements, whatever, roses. I mean, the family's business has been open for centuries or decades. Let's go decades. Speaking it into existence for centuries. Yeah. And it's been ranked number one flower shop multiple times. They do a great work, not also in the city of Newark, but they're also out the state of New Jersey. And the customer service is fantastic. The attention to detail is amazing. What they put their hands on is no artificial, fake stuff. They just put together and give it to you in a nice bouquet and have a great day. This stuff has been made with love. It's made with passion, and you will not disagree or not be disappointed, I should say, with your purchase. And I don't remember, but a few weeks ago, Sandra, Dr. Sandra, let me be correct. A few weeks ago, I was telling the story how I needed flowers, sort of a last-minute thing, and I called, and you answered.
Yeah, that's right.
And I said, hey, I know you guys closed. It was a Saturday. You guys closed at, I think, 3 o'clock. Or something like that. I was like, hey, is it possible? He was like, yeah, no problem. And told Manny to do it, and it was like, done.
Of course.
But that's the love that they put into the passion of the customers and making the customer happy. So please support them. Flowers, Mother's Day, don't have that for your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, uncle, cousin, girlfriend, friend, soon to be girlfriend, someone you like. It does not matter. You name it, they can do it, and they've done it. So please support them. on their journey, International Florist in Newark, New Jersey. I just had to do that because you guys have been so good to me. So I need to be good to you guys in return on a global platform. So thank you. I would say 10% off using promo code The Rewind, but we're not there yet, so we ain't gonna say it. But still support them. They're gonna work with you. I promise you. You ain't gonna spend an arm and a leg. Now it depends on what you want. I mean, depends on what you like, but it's not expensive at all. They will work with you. I'm telling you. But let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about as we break down the 2026 World Cup, which is officially in the books as of Sunday. Spain taking home the gold 1-0. The World Cup was played in New Jersey this past Sunday, the final. This was the first time and the first title, I should say, that Spain has won since 2010, if you guys don't remember.
The Spain men's team. The Spain men's team.
Sorry, Spain men's team, because the women's won in 2023. Let me be correct. The men's team won for the first time since 2010. Again, they were in the final in 2010 and won then. And then they just recently on Sunday won again, making it number 2 in history that Spain has won the World Cup. We do know that Argentina's Enzo Fernández, if you don't recall, was sent off in that game on Sunday, leaving Argentina with 10 players during extra time, which was pretty much crucial before extra time correction. But Spain controlled majority of the match, finishing with a total of 20 shot attempts, and 12 on target, or 12 shots on goal. Let me be correct. Argentina didn't get a single shot on goal during regulation, which means during the first 90 minutes of the game. Overtime or extra time, is something more different. Spain only conceded 1 goal in 8 matches during the tournament, setting a new defensive standard for a World Cup champion. That's been impressive this entire World Cup. Spain's coach Luis de la Fuente became the oldest manager to win a World Cup at age 65. Just in 2024, he guided Spain to the Euro Championship. Now, Dr. Sandra, because I have to be correct because family's watching and I need to be polite. As my grandma was polite when you talk to people.
That's correct. Grandma's always right.
For Spain, Doctor, this is something that a lot of folks didn't have them in the World Cup final when it started. But as the World Cup went on from group stage play to obviously quarterfinals, semifinals, and so on, they've showed us and showed the world, not also from a defensive, being one of the best defensive teams throughout the entire play of the World Cup, but more importantly, on the biggest stage of them all, with Messi's potentially last game as an Argentina player at the World Cup, shutting him down and shutting down the Argentina attack, having Argentina having 0 shots on net or 0 shots on target through the first full 90 minutes of play. But what was your reaction to Argentina losing, but Spain taking home the gold in New Jersey and bringing it back?
Yeah, I mean, I watched all of the World Cup as much as possible. And you mentioned the Portuguese family. So my family's from Portugal. So I was obviously rooting for Portugal throughout much of it. I was supporting USA, of course, and all the other teams like Cabo Verde and whatnot. And when it came down to it, Spain was just a consistent, really good team. I think they, during the group stages, only gave up 1 goal, and that was to Cabo Verde, an unexpected one, if I'm not mistaken. They were consistently good. So they were tough going into the final. I was rooting for them and rooting against Argentina at the same time. And I think they showed us why they were the champions. What tight defense, patience on the ball, their technical ability was incredible. And to shut Argentina down like that was something else. And so, I certainly was pleased for it. I know, there were some folks rooting for Messi and other, okay. I was not. And, I was pleased. I was pleased to see Spain shut them down and kind of shut them down the way they did, truthfully.
Yeah. I don't prey on people's downfalls, but for folks out there that may not know, I'm Portuguese by default. Okay. I'm 10%. I'm 10% Portuguese. It is in my blood. I did the ancestry.com thing. We go back generations. Okay. Yeah. My great grandfather, great grandma. So I have some Portuguese blood in me.
Yeah, you do.
Outside of USA, which I told you guys from the start that I didn't see them going very far. Belgium proved me right at the right time. And there's nothing against USA. They're just not ready yet in terms of being on that level to compete against teams like Belgium, who is more of a complete team from top to bottom. But Portugal, yes, I rooted for Portugal. I wore my Portugal jersey on this platform. I told you guys that I had enough confidence with the team that Portugal has put out, from the defensive to the midfield to the attack, that they can make a run here in the World Cup. And I was upset. Okay. Yeah. I said last week I cried when Portugal lost, Ronaldo's last World Cup, because I don't want the GOAT to go out like that, Agreed. And for Spain to win the World Cup, I have no problem with that at all. I mean, to be the best, you have to beat the best, and Spain has done that by beating Portugal. But how about it for Lamine Yamal and of course, this Spain team on his young resume to beat two legends, both Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal and Lionel Messi in Argentina, twice, while beating two of them on the journey to a World Cup championship. So that is impressive in itself, because it's not easy. It is not easy. And, of course, need some luck along the way. And just the way they played against France, I thought was tremendously a spectacular performance, and how they dominated the midfield. France sort of style of attack in the second half of that game was sort of try and catch Spain sleeping on the counterattack with speed up top with Mbappe. But they weren't able to have any goals conceded against France. And then fast forward to the final, I mean, they just pretty much shown up and shown out at MetLife Stadium, or New Jersey Stadium, whatever they named it for the World Cup.
New Jersey, New York.
Which is beyond me. I don't understand that, but whatever. Yeah. And Spain showed me why they are the champs, and rightfully so, because when Argentina went down 10, Doctor, I said this is Spain's chance to attack. But more importantly, I told myself, if they go to penalties, I am afraid for Spain.
Yeah. Yeah. So, agreed. I think everyone was thinking that. And how smart does it make it look, make the coach look, that the two subs, right? That was the assist and the goal, Torres and Williams. And so they have such a deep bench that's what wound up happening in the extra time.
Yeah, congratulations to Spain on winning the World Cup. We will Euros is around the corner, but we'll have to wait another 4 for the next World Cup in 2030. Sorry. So we shall see. Can I say
one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
With Ferran, you brought a psychologist on the show, so I'm going to give you psychology business. Right. I loved, we heard throughout the match, Cucurella, one of the Spanish defenders, talk openly about his son with autism. We heard after the World Cup, Ferran Torres, who scored the winning goal, talk about openly the pressure of his contract, and when he got his contract a couple years ago, and going to see a psychologist to deal with his mental health. And I can't tell you how important that is on this platform after having just won. From the psychology side of me, and who loves to sort of fuse destigmatizing mental health access and seeking and all that stuff, how important these guys talking so openly is to the work that I do and the work that we do when you can promote that kind of stuff. And just wanted to give them a shout out for using their platforms to talk openly.
You are 100% correct. I am a big advocate of mental health. I am a big fan because I do it, and I've done it, and I've experienced it, and I've journeyed through it, so I can talk about it. And I have made it clear mental health is real. Mental health is something that we as people should prioritize, rather it's work, personal, etc. I challenge everyone to find a therapist that you can connect with on all levels, because it may take time to find the right one, but once you do, I promise you it's the greatest thing ever. I've seen my therapist almost going on 4 years now, 3.5 years, and she has been the person who has rebuilt me to be the person I am today and the person I'm continuing to be. And psychiatrists. I think psychology is something that is extremely, extremely, extremely important. And I feel though people overlook it because of what people may say, or how people may look at them by seeing a psychiatrist. Look, I don't see my psychiatrist as much as I used to. Twice a month, actually, to be correct. It used to be bi-weekly. But it's something that is you have to be willing to do the work. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong, admitting, hey, I need to see somebody, a professional. Yeah. Especially if you need anxiety meds or experiencing anxiety or not understanding your triggers. So the full evaluation, doctor, I recommend everybody to do, and I've talked about it here on this platform, and I will continue. So I appreciate you.
Thanks for doing
One thing I want to ask you before we talk about WNBA is we do know that this World Cup, I would say potentially, but we don't know what the future holds. and that is Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Is this potentially their last World Cup? But if it is, from your perspective of being a born and raised Portuguese woman, especially a woman in faith, and seeing the growth and the rise of Cristiano Ronaldo from Sporting to Manchester United to Real Madrid to Juventus and so on, and Messi, of course, the rivalry, even their younger years when they were in their prime and competing for Ballon d'Ors and competing for La Ligas and Champions League, etc. What's your perspective on if this is the last World Cup for two of these legendary players?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to think about it, and who knows with these guys and these the magnitude of talent that they have and the magnitude of training. So never say never. I imagine it's likely that it will be. And here's the truth. I mean, I don't love the phrase GOAT because I think I don't know. It just has a lot of baggage to it. I think we were fortunate to see generational talent. I happen to fall on the side of Cristiano Ronaldo because I was watching him more and more intrigued by him. And it's hard to, of course, not look at Messi and his portfolio and be impressed. Right. That being said, I think we have just the good fortune of having witnessed these incredible players. And you mentioned Lamine Yamal before, and this is what's supposed to happen is the young talent is supposed to step up and step in. And I like Yamal, the way that he you could see his appreciation for the talent. I loved watching the video of him going up to Ronaldo after that match and going up to Messi after the final. And you could see the respect that he holds for the game. And, I forget, I think Mbappe's only 23. So, he's not much older, right? And so you see these players coming in and, as much as I don't want Cristiano Ronaldo, I can't even fathom it. It might be time in that regard. And this is what is supposed to happen in sports. And I think, sports changes with generations. Sport, the GOATs of, we're talking about Pele and we're talking about those who came before. It transforms over time what is considered a GOAT or things athletes had to contend with a decade ago or 2 decades ago or even 4 decades ago. And so how do we even compare in some ways? But when you look at the resume of a Cristiano Ronaldo and a Messi, it's hard not to sort of be taken aback by just really how incredible what they have done and what they managed to do in their couple of decades on the pitch, really. So I'm just glad to have experienced it as a Portuguese woman. What he did for the Portugal national team, along with the league play, obviously, bringing Portugal to the World Cup, bringing Portugal the Euros and whatnot. And so that's, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm okay with the GOAT discussion. I can break it down in multitude of layers of why Ronaldo is the GOAT. And it's nothing against Lionel Messi. Tonight will not be the night. Because I asked that because we lose ourselves in appreciating greatness while we watch it. And we've witnessed greatness from these two individuals, 2 different styles of play, 2 different positions. We know Ronaldo, once being a winger, then transitioning into a number 9, dominating in that space as well. We know Messi has pretty much always been that holding 10s, if not 9 attack most of his career. But both of these players gave us a extravaganza of a lifetime in terms of the elevation of how they both motivated each other to be better. Because Ronaldo has trained to silence the critics, and that's to be better than Messi. That's to be number 1 player in the world. And I'm sure people could say the same thing for Messi in terms of him being the best and wanting to silence the critics for Ronaldo's fans or the people that say Ronaldo's better. And the Ballon d'Ors, the Champions Leagues, the La Ligas, Euro championships, of course, Copa America and World Cups. Yes, you can balance it out and make the argument who's the GOAT. But I just wanted to take this time to ask you as a Portuguese woman to give me your perspective, because this is something that we may not see ever again. And that's two guys from 2 different backgrounds, 2 different countries, 2 different walks of life in terms of how they became professional and how they were able to arrive on the big stage. And one thing I will sneak in there is that everywhere Ronaldo has went, he has won. Okay, I'm just going to say that everywhere Ronaldo has went, he has won. I'm not going to get in there with Messi's side, but let's just appreciate the two. If this is, I should say, their last World Cup. Maybe Ronaldo comes back for Euros. I know that's around the corner, but let's just say if it is, thank you to these two greats for giving the game, the soccer, and fans like me, and of course Dr. Sandra, years of greatness and memories and moments that I'm sure we'll never forget, because I would never forget the times Real Madrid beat Barcelona in La Liga and Champions League. And so I'm just saying, I'll never forget those. But I'm just saying. We pivot to WNBA 2026 All-Star Weekend, which is coming up this weekend in Chicago. This will be the WNBA's 30th season. We do know that the All-Star Game will feature Team Spoon, led by Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson, Olivia Miles, and Aaliyah Boston, taking on Team Coop, headlined by Paige Bueckers, Brianna Stewart, Kelsey Mitchell, Angel Reese, and Gabby Williams. We do know that the two coaches, WNBA legends Teresa Weatherspoon and Cynthia Cooper, have assembled both teams and drafted both of their players to their roster for this competition that will take place this weekend, adding another connection between the league's past, present, and future. We do know that one of the biggest storylines coming into this WNBA weekend that I am looking excited to seeing this weekend, as this kicks off in Chicago, is the matchup between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers, two of the league's most recognizable guards, alongside established superstars like A'ja Wilson and Brianna Stewart. We know that Chicago will also welcome back Angel Reese, who was traded to the Atlanta Dream before the start of this season, as she comes back to the city where she was drafted from, coming out of college. While rookies and first-time All-Stars like Olivia Miles, Gabby Williams will have the opportunity to shine on basketball biggest stages. Now, Friday night, we do know it's a three-point contest, and y'all do know me. All right, last year with the NBA three-point contest, this is probably my favorite thing to watch outside of the All-Star Game. I know men's NBA is Sunday night, women's will be Saturday night, and I just have to say that, one, I'm excited because the league is continuously growing. We do know revenue's up. We do know that TV deal and viewership is up, and the star-studded power has continuously improved year over year. And I'm excited to see, guard Olivia Miles, who's a rookie, who will be the 2026 WNBA Rookie of the Year when it's all said and done. But also stars like Gabby Williams, also stars like Jackie Young. I mean, this is going to be something that's going to be amazing to watch. Kelsey Mitchell, Angel Reese, Gabby Williams. I mean, the list goes on in terms of star-studded power. Paige Bueckers, who has been lighting up the storm for the Dallas Wings the last 5 games. Brianna Stewart, Aaliyah Boston, and Indiana. So it's going to be exciting. And look, I have my pick for three-point contest who I think is going to win, but maybe I shouldn't release that yet. Maybe I should just wait. But then again, I might tell you who the All-Star MVP may be if they play how I hope they play, because I know All-Star games can be looked at as another exhibition to take the night off, if that makes sense. And I know with the men's side, I would hope it's a work in progress. But for the women's side, I just want to see these stars come out on Saturday night for the fans that have spent their money to travel and to be in the arena, to give them a night of a lifetime. And that's to compete at a high level. That's to go at each other's necks. And that's to score at a high level, defend at a high level, create with playmaking at a high level. I just want everything to be at a high level where these women that take the floor go at it with everything that they have and then some. And then you can take the night off on Sunday. So this will be on Saturday, as the festivities start on Friday night with the three-point contest. But the All-Star Game will tip off on Saturday, July 25th, 8:30 Eastern Time on ABC. And I'm just going to put my name in the hat for All-Star MVP. I'm going to go with the guard. Yes, I can go with A'ja Wilson, who's the best player right now in the W. But I'm going to go with Paige Bueckers. Just the way she's been playing, I do believe she will be my pick to win All-Star, WNBA All-Star MVP. And then honorable mention will be, I'm going to go with Kelsey Mitchell. And then third will be Olivia Miles. So I'm going with guards here. With guards. But if I had to pick, if someone said, here's $1 million, who are you going to place it on? I'd be like, well, I'm going to take A'ja Wilson, but, to be determined. But I'm looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting that there's that much excitement around it, particularly when we're talking about women's sports broadly. The WNBA has been around longer, obviously, but it's fun. It's fun that there's so much real, authentic excitement and hype around it. And so I agree with you. A'ja Wilson is hard to overlook. To be honest, she's just incredible. I mean, Caitlin Clark is electrifying, obviously, and she and others like Angel Reese and others have brought so much to the league.
Yes, they have.
Soaring to, I mean, there were already sort of the OGs who did that, and then now this sort of next class of women really just bringing another level, another caliber of excitement. I think. Is Angel Reese going to play? I heard there might be an injury. Is that?
I saw a report earlier today where she's ruled questionable, but I would be surprised if her returning, of course, to Chicago this weekend. If she does not play, I would be shocked. But questionable. That's the reports as of today. So I'm sure as we get closer, announcement will be made. But hoping everyone is healthy going into All-Star break as well as into All-Star weekend, and making this weekend a All-Star weekend to remember, because I'm pumped and excited and ready to go. Now, there's something I want to talk about with Doctor, as she has been as I said earlier in her bio or intro, sorry, she once played softball at a high level, collegiately. So she is not a scrub, and she's someone that definitely knows the game behind the scenes and obviously on the field. But this upcoming year, well, on August 1st, we have the Women's Professional Baseball League, which will begin its inaugural season on August 1st, bringing women's professional baseball back to the United States for the first time in more than 70 years. The league will feature 4 teams representing New York, Boston, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, with the entire first season being played at Robin Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois. The opening matchup will feature Los Angeles against New York, followed by San Francisco taking on Spain on August the 2nd. The regular season will include 30 games from August 1st through September 6th, followed by the first WBPL playoffs and championship later in September. The league will also introduce a unique format, even with 7 inning games, 15-player rosters, and aluminum bats. More than 600 players from 10 countries attended the league's open tryouts, demonstrating the amount of talent and international interest surrounding this opportunity. This is bigger than simply starting another sports league. It creates a professional pathway for young girls who love baseball and gives elite women an opportunity to continue competing at the highest level. We'll discuss the importance of this with the challenges that it may coming down the pipe with it launching in August, and also it building a sustainable audience, and whether this league can become the next major success story in women's professional sports. Now, Women's Professional Baseball League kicking off in August, Sandra. Sandra. And I know from being a former player to now having to, as a fan, get to see this happen and come to fruition, what are some of the things you look forward to seeing as the Women's Professional Baseball League kicks off in August?
I'm so excited, Monty. I think, as someone who played softball, obviously, and loves softball and baseball, what you would see is that girls who played baseball, softball, there was a ceiling, right? There was no real pathway for women to continue and playing baseball. We know historically, everyone loves the movie A League of Their Own, right? True story, right? And if you go to Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame, there's a really good documenting of that league and when it existed and what it really brought, not only to the country at an important time, but also to a lot of the women of that time, of what was possible for them. And so not having had a professional baseball league for women going on 7 decades, I think this is huge. It's going to be held in one stadium for about a month, 5 weeks or so, 6 weeks or so in Illinois. Hopefully it'll expand beyond that. And here's what we know. If you invest in women's sports, not just because it's a sort of a sideshow, but because there's real money to be made, there's a real market for it. I think we're seeing this on the the National Women's Soccer League side of things. We just talked about the WNBA. Talk about what an exceptional league to sort of mirror sort of creativity of formats, creativity in so many different ways of how to do it. You can build the audience if you invest in women's sports. It's that simple. And so I'm excited, sort of as someone who loves sports. I'm excited, obviously, as a woman. I'm excited as someone who works with young girls and young women that to see what is possible. There's a whole range. They can play professionally at elite levels and continue to do so, make some money doing it, and continue to build an audience. And I think think about the other part that I think is very cool is sort of the building of the teams. Obviously, it's just 4 teams now to start. New York, Boston, LA, San Francisco. And even if you look at the names of the teams, they're rooted in these really cool, historical, badass women who, if you think about the New York Heights, that's cool because we have skyscrapers, but it's also after Dorothy Heights, who was a civil rights pioneer and incredible person in her own right. And if you think about, I think it's San Francisco, who's the Firebells, and there's a woman that has that namesake, Liz Firebell, who did some incredible things. And the Boston team is the Hunters, named after one of the first female physicians in the country. And so it's sort of rooted in sort of supporting women have this professional space, but also honoring history and important women and pulling in and telling these stories, which is what happens when you sort of create these types of formats.
It's really exciting. I think one of the things that stands out to me is that you've had more than over 600 people try out from 10 different countries. I mean, if that's not joy, if that's not passion, if that's not the excitement surrounding the buzz, I should say, surrounding this upcoming start to this inaugural season for these 4 teams, I know it will expand. That is something that shouldn't go unnoticed because, listen, 15 minimum rosters, 7 innings. I mean, this is something that's starting me. So inaugural seasons, it's going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be some patches, some things they have to clean up. But I will just say publicly, if any one of those 4 teams are looking for a broadcaster, I'd be happy to serve or step in. I did softball in college. It's been some time since I've called the college softball game or even the softball game in general.
Don't worry, it's baseball. You know baseball, right?
I do. Yes, I do.
So it's baseball.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But it's something that's going to be this is the start.
Yeah.
This is the start for, as Dr. Sandra said, for generations to come, because now we can now instill those dreams of young athletes, women athletes, female athletes, that this is an avenue that they can get to, and I'm sure that will pay well as they continue to go on throughout the years. But this is something I'm truly looking forward to. I think it's right on time, with them launching in August. Not a lot of things happen in the sports world in August besides Major League Baseball. We do know that NFL teams are in training camp, OTAs, etc. So this right here is a perfect start, and I'm wishing and praying and hoping that the Women's Professional Baseball League is a success because we need it. And if it's one thing we saw from the WNBA, there's nothing like change. Yeah. Change is good. Change can be good, and also change can be great. So you guys will be able to catch that. It will begin on August 1st as it will be coming back to the United States for the first time in over 70 years. That is something to truly highlight. 70 years that this will return to the United States right here in our backyard at Robert Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois. So good luck and wishing the best to all the 4 teams, but more importantly, hopefully all of the 600 players. I know all 600 won't make it, but I do hope that they get the top, the best, and the players can have another opportunity to try out again next year, because just because one door is closed don't mean another door can't open. Delayed but not denied. So we'll keep you posted with all of that. Now, if there's one thing that I will say in terms of delayed but not denied, or if it's not one door closed, another one opens, and I'm sure, Dr. Sandra, from you, it's a little bit of a heartfelt and emotional, sad day, I should say, with the news of Gotham FC leaving New Jersey to pack their bags, load the buses, and travel across the bridge to Queens. Now, we do know that New Jersey Gotham FC, or now New York Gotham FC, will still practice in New Jersey, but the games will be played not in New Jersey, but in Queens. Now, we do know that this comes with a lot of sadness, of course, with you being as you told me, behind the scenes, a season ticket holder, a loyal fan. We do know that when Gotham played, I believe it was last week at Citi Field, stars were out in attendance: Coco Jones, Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland Cavaliers basketball star. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, or at least get your perspective on, is that with Gotham moving to Queens, from your perspective, what you've seen from the start in New Jersey. With them moving to New York in the New York market, does this put them in a position to be elevated, or what's your perspective on them moving from New Jersey to Queens to begin with?
Oh, this is complicated for me, Monty. I've been a fan. It used to be called New Jersey Sky Blue. That was the team a decade and a little bit ago, started by Phil Murphy, Tammy Murphy in New Jersey, housed in New Jersey. I used to travel from the Upper West Side of Manhattan down to Rutgers to watch them play on the college field there, your track field. And then when they got rights to play at Red Bull Arena right before the start of COVID, I sort of all in on getting season tickets and supporting the team, and sort of obviously having a team play in New Jersey was especially important to me, being a Jersey girl and having grown up, just up the road. It was in Harrison, and I grew up in Newark, as you mentioned. And so I was ecstatic. I and other season ticket holders, just ecstatic to support the team. And they, had to transform and grow. And that's what we want. We wanted to transform and grow. We want investment. And, the investors sort of grew, and sort of seeing the transformation from Sky Blue to Gotham FC and sort of the branding, and obviously to pull in the New York audience is a smart business decision. And I think, the issue for me is that I think is that they're sort of losing a loyal fan base in New Jersey that really was sort of foundational to the club. And I don't know what's going to happen, in terms of the move to Queens. I think I'm sure there's some business algorithm that says, yes, pull the trigger and we're going to be successful in Queens. And my fear, and knowing people in New Jersey and Pennsylvania who travel to the games, who we all sit in a similar section, there are a lot of sort of disbelief and hurt feelings around this move. And my thought is, why not build a stadium in New Jersey? Why not grow the program in New Jersey? They're building the training facility in Whippany, New Jersey. That's great. But you have other NWSL teams like Kansas City showed that it can be done. They built an all-female stadium for their NWSL team. Denver Summit, one of the new expansion teams, is building a new stadium for their women's team. So moving from Red Bull Arena, or I guess now Sports Illustrated Stadium to Queens, to the new stadium that's opening there, I think they're not going until 2028. It has its pros and cons for sure, but I saw a different pathway for me as someone who's a loyal and devoted fan. So it's a lost opportunity, in my opinion. Yes, the Queens Classic, as they build it, was huge, right? They had 40,000+, which I love to see as a woman, as someone who loves sports, as someone who loves soccer, as someone who wanted to see the growth of this team. And I'll tell you what, they marketed the hell out of that game. And I never saw any of that marketing around the regular season. Even my brother, the Florist who you mentioned, Mike, he's like, oh, I wouldn't have known of this team if not for you. He's like, I never hear any commercials. And now all of a sudden I hear all these, things for the Queens Classic. And so, if you invest and if you actually market and do promotions, I think we could have grown it in New Jersey. So it's a little bit of a bitter pill for me. It's difficult. They could have even done something creative, like a split schedule. Why not half their teams in New Jersey, half their teams in New York? So I think it's a lost opportunity. I think, I'm sure they'll gain some new fans, which I'm sure that business algorithm, plugs in there.
New York is hot right now. Yeah.
We'll see. Right.
So are you canceling your season tickets, or are you staying on board? Where are you at with this?
To be determined. I can't see myself going to see the games in New York. Never say never. I'm a Jersey girl. I have a lot of Jersey pride. I'm really bummed that they're taking the team out of New Jersey. And so and others who have that. So, there's no making up for that level of a loyal fan base. So we'll see.
Well, you sort of have an idea of how Nets fans felt when they were moved from New Jersey to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And the New York market and how it can have an effect on a organization. With the move to Queens, is there a sense that you believe that the New York Gothic, let me get it correct, Gothic FC can be marketed in terms of a major sports brand like the Rangers, like the Knicks, like the Yankees, like the Mets, because you don't make a move like this if there's no contingency plan attached to it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see them not thinking that, right? So the Gotham FC, the types of players that they bring in, trying to tap into this international fan base. They bring in players from the U.S. women's national team or folks who are on there to sort of bring visibility. And I'll tell you, something that won't surprise you, when you love something that grew up as sort of family and mom and pop, and then you turn it corporate, you're going to lose some of the authenticity that comes with that. And so to me, you can build up a mercenary team if you want, but that won't be the same as the homegrown and sort of bringing in the talent to sort of fuse in with that homegrown to really, Gotham FC has 2 championships in the last 3 years. So they're already doing something right. They won those 2 in New Jersey. And I think it's, again, I go back to this lost opportunity for a whole market that could have really done it in a way that was better. So I imagine they're moving to Queens because, that the new stadium is there, ITOD Stadium, which will be for the NYCFC club in 2028. Looks like it's going to be beautiful. It's still not going to be Gotham FC's, right? So they're renters at Sports Illustrated Stadium, they're going to be renters at ITOD, so.
Oh, man.
And so to me, but I don't have billions of dollars. If I did, I would have said, hey, let's keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it in New Jersey. Let's Governor Murphy, Mrs. Murphy, former Governor Murphy. Let's get our investors. Let's get our partners. Let's figure out a plan. They're building all these high rises and all these housing apartments in New Jersey. Why can't we find a space where we can give the people, supporters, the loyal supporters, something of their own, which allowing them to have their own stadium, and that stadium can be used for, games for Rutgers or NJIT or Princeton or schools in New Jersey, Monmouth, where they can play the championship game or whatever in a bigger, arena, NCAA tournaments. I'm just thinking outside the box here, but again, there's multiple ways that this could have went, and it's a sad day for New Jersey supporters and loyalists like Dr. Sandra on the news of Gotham FC moving from New Jersey to Queens. Now, what I'm going to say here, I need to tread lightly. All right. I need to tread real lightly here because I only wore this shirt because I knew Doctor was coming. Okay. I didn't know Doctor was coming as if we were getting ready to go into a boardroom meeting to discuss the future of the Rewind. I wasn't sure.
I dressed up for you, Monty.
I appreciate that. I love because that makes me want to go in my closet and pick something out, but I had my time. But I only wore this shirt tonight because I knew you were coming. And Dr. Sandra is a New York Yankee loyalist and someone over the years just couldn't let me breathe and have my moment as a New York Mets fan. And I remember vividly when the Mets lost to the Royals in 2015 World Series. I didn't hear the end from her. And she's doing something or has been a part of something truly, truly special. And yes, we joke. Yes, we obviously poke at each other's teams. I really don't have much. I'm pretty much the person right now that's on a defense of just don't say anything about the Mets because I understand where we are right now, but I'm not looking for any trouble. So please just don't bother me at this time. That would be great. And Dr. Sandra has been working behind the scenes in the year of 2026, but it's officially announced and officially has been announced for a 2-day in September, the 26th and 27th. The New York Yankees will host their first, and nothing like being first, Portuguese Fiesta, where they will have Portuguese New York Yankee hats with the Portugal flag emblem on the side. But for this to happen, Dr. Sandra, tell us some of the things that went on behind the scenes, some of the things you had to do to work with the Yankees, to then make it a partnership, and then to make this night coming up in September a dream come true, and also a standing ovation for all the Portuguese Yankee fans around the world.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you highlighting it. Listen, I have respect for a lot of the Mets fans, I'll say. I have family members who are Mets fans. So, we can talk Mets. We can talk Yogi Berra. We can talk David Cohn. We could talk. I think. Are you wearing Doc Gooden shirt? Is that who you're wearing?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Right. There's lots of Darryl Strawberry. Lots of mutual places of our Venn diagrams where we can land. Probably not Juan Soto yet. So that's too soon. Too soon. And I especially appreciate, here I'll say it, I especially appreciate you as the diehard Mets fan you are, being willing to have me and host me to help me feature this, first ever Portuguese Festa at Yankee Stadium. And it's important. I mean, to me, yes, I'm a huge Yankee fan. I'm a big sports fan, but we were just talking about the World Cup. We were talking about the cultural pride and how these events really bring us together and sort of unify us. There's a lot of divisiveness in the world, and we're all looking for our sense of belonging and commonality. And we're tired of all the nonsense. And so sports offers that in some way. And I think the way that it came to be is that I was looking for, I go to Yankee games as much as possible. And I was looking for different games that I could go with my family. And I was, trying to pick out some games. And I saw that I got this notification that there were the Heritage Nights coming up. So Hispanic Heritage Night, Italian Heritage Night. And so I had this aha moment, like, why isn't there a Portuguese Heritage Night? And so I reached out to my ticket rep, who I've worked with on and off. I do different groups at different times. And she said, let's talk after the season. This was last season. And true to her word, she reached back out to me a couple of weeks, after the playoffs ended. And she said, let's set up a time to meet and talk. And I sort of made my pitch. And I said, do you know how many Portuguese people there are in the tri-state area, including Newark, New Jersey, where I'm from, but also throughout, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and different areas and beyond, obviously. And right. I showed the data. I brought some numbers, and I said, look at how many Portuguese clubs and churches and soccer clubs and sports clubs and cultural, museums and all that stuff. And they said yes. And so we purposefully picked September. We looked at June because June 10th is Portugal Day. June tends to be the month of when there are Portuguese heritage events because of that. And because of the World Cup, we pushed it to September. We wanted no part of competing with the World Cup. Good idea. In any way. And so, you start talking to people and there's excitement about it, and you talk to more people, there's excitement about it. And the way that I roll, as you know, is that it has to have sort of meaning and connection to community. And so it was important to me. Obviously the hat is pretty cool to have a Yankee hat with the Portuguese flag on it, limited edition. It was important to have different price points because not everyone wants to sit, in the lower field levels and stuff. So there are 3 price points, like $50, $90, and $120, I think, for all of the games. And you get a hat with a Portuguese limited edition hat. And then a portion of the ticket sales, and this is the part that was extra important to me, there's a donation that goes to PALCUS, which is the Portuguese American Leadership Council of the United States. They have a scholarship for Portuguese students. So part of the ticket sales will go to donation to PALCUS. And the other, also important to me, is a donation will go from portion of the ticket donation will go to the Ironbound Little League, which is where I grew up playing softball, along with other kids playing softball and baseball, and really supporting Newark kids and urban kids' ability to have access to playing a sport that I love and that we've been talking a little bit about. And so, you get the hat, but the ticket goes to supporting some, I think, pretty cool causes. And you get to come together on it's the last weekend of the regular season. The Yankees are playing the Baltimore Orioles, as they do. That Saturday night happens to be CC Sabathia retirement night. So there's a bonus. Who doesn't love CC Sabathia? Come on. But you gotta order through the link in order to get the limited edition hat and the donation. So, also trying to do some cool things in bringing people together. We haven't secured it yet, but I'm trying to find it. Maybe one of your listeners can help if they want to put it in the chat or reach out to me.
No problem.
We want to sort of nominate a veteran of the game who's of Portuguese descent. And so the Yankees have during the game, I think most teams have this honoring a veteran of the game who served in any branch of the armed forces. And so I'm looking for a Yankee fan, Portuguese veteran, Portuguese American veteran that might be interested that we can nominate to have featured in one or both of those games. And so if someone knows anybody, please feel free to reach out. And then some other cool surprises that we're working on to bring the community together. We've oversold our tickets already, but there are still tickets available. You coming?
I mean, I would like to be in attendance to support a great cause, and I'm not there for the Yankees. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you. God knows the Yankees.
Thank you, Chris. I think Chris is a Toronto fan, right? So
he's a Blue Jay, so he understands. We have.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Love, I should say.
Get it.
But I've never been to Yankee Stadium. I've had opportunities in the past. Definitely Subway Series that I didn't get to, and I would love to be in attendance to support this great cause.
Thank you.
The hell with the Yankees. The hell with the Orioles. Probably also there for CeCe's Battery retirement night, but
you'll get to see Pete Alonso. Too soon? No,
way too soon. Way too soon. But I would love to be in attendance. Whatever I can do support. Send me the link. I would be happy to have it put into the bio description here for tonight's episode, as well as posted on my Facebook sports group. Over 2,000 members in that group that I've built. So it's tons of Yankees fans, tons of baseball fans. So I would love to help contribute in any form of fashion. Let me know what's needed, and I will pass it along the algorithm and let the universe work its magic. But I do know, I hope there's a ticket with my name on it. And if we can get like a Mets hat, the Portugal thing on it, that'd be great. I don't know if that's possible. Maybe.
Listen, maybe we need someone. And there are still tickets available. I'll just say that they opened up more tickets in the seats and whatnot. So I'm excited. I
need to sit next to you though.
I'll be there both nights. Some of the family be there Saturday night. The rest of the family, the aunties and uncles, are going on Sunday. So I think Sunday might be the day you want to go.
It does not matter. I just need to sit next to you.
I'll be there
next to you. Somebody. I can't be. You can't be one side of the stadium and then I'm on the other side.
It's all in the same section, and people are going to be good. You can wear. Listen, you can wear your Ronaldo jersey. How about that?
Well, I would probably wear a Mets jersey, but they play in the Orioles, so I wear my Portugal, no problem. Portugal
hat. You like that?
Yep.
You see? Portugal hat, Ronaldo, you know.
No Yankee hat, the Portugal emblem. Only Met with the emblem. That's the only
Well, this is what I was going to say. Maybe it'll inspire. My nephew, my godchild, is a Mets fan. And he's like, we should. I was like, listen, reach out to your Mets representative and make it happen. I'll go. You know, this is, I think.
I would too.
Yeah. So listen. Just got to have somebody. It's a lot of work, and
no problem.
And it's worth it. And I'll tell you. And I've learned a lot, and I've connected with a lot of people, and I see the value of it. It's exciting to me, and it's exciting other people, which then feeds back into why we do what we do, right? And so it's about family. It's about getting together. It's about sports. It's about cultural pride. It's about doing some good and. Those are some pretty good ingredients. Doesn't matter the team. I mean, the Yankees clearly, but
Tonight's episode has been brought to you by. We are getting ready to log off now. You can catch next week's episode 75, when Dr. Sandra is not here to talk about the Yankees at all. Next week, same time, same place. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy. But you guys can seriously support this great cause. September 26th and 27th, as the link will be in the description for tonight's episode, as well as the link will be posted on all of our social media platforms to help be a support for this great cause for the first ever Portuguese Fiesta. I may have said that wrong. Did I say that wrong?
Festa. No I. Yeah.
Festa.
Yeah,
Portuguese Festa.
Your Portuguese
at sorry ass Yankee Stadium. There you go.
Nailed it.
For details. There will be no unfiltered tonight, as I am probably saving that for next season. But we do have Rewind of the Week, and this one will be truly, truly special for me. So, Chris, just give me a solo shot. But it's time for episode 74 edition of Rewind of the Week. Let's go, baby. Utterly sad news came across my phone on Tuesday. Yesterday. No, it was Monday. Might have been it was Monday. And that is the news of ESPN laying off NFL analyst Ryan Clark after having a 11-year run with the network. Now, we do know he had a 13-year NFL career, leaving the game in 2015. We do know that Ryan Clark has worked tremendously in his tenure at ESPN to be the top dog in terms of being the best NFL analyst on the network. And I know that he's done great work from Sports Center to hosting Sports Center to Get Up, which he's done as a host and obviously as an analyst, to First Take, which he's contributed in a multitude of ways over the years. NFL Live, NFL Countdown, Monday Night Football. I mean, from sunup to sundown, Ryan has put in the work and grinded his way to be one of the best, if not the best, in terms of top NFL analysts there is on television today. We do know that the news came to Ryan during NFL Live, where he was on, and during a commercial break, I believe, is when he found out the news. And when ESPN returned from commercial break, Ryan Clark was not on the program anymore. We do know also that Ryan Clark just won another Emmy, a 3-time Emmy, and yet he's being laid off by ESPN. His contract was annually up to $2 million a year, and we know ESPN has got to somehow find ways to cut costs with signing Stephen A. to a new deal, and then reports are saying that Pat McAfee is negotiating a new deal with ESPN that is annually up to $60 million a year. Now, I'm not here to get into the what-ifs. We do know that ESPN has been on a multitude of layoffs over the years. We do know that ESPN and Disney structure things a little bit differently, along with taking over NFL Network, who they have also, ESPN has released some folks from NFL Network, Charles Davis being one of them to name. But it's a sad day for the world of sports. But more importantly, when one door closes, another one opens. Ryan Clark has been the best on television in terms of showing his work ethic, showing his knowledge for the game, being a former player, critiquing at a high level, and then, of course, behind the scenes on the other side of doing his own independent thing with The Pivot, which has been a tremendous success and then some, who that platform has established him and his audience outside of ESPN and continue to grow his media brand as well. Ryan Clark was also one of the most ESPN's most recognizable NFL personalities. We do know that this support from the sports world has came wholeheartedly from athletes, former athletes. Stephen A., of course, being the captain of the ship for First Take. And I respect Ryan Clark a little more. And, yes, I know he got into some things with Peter back in September, said some things on air and off air, later came out with a public apology. Reports said that in February that Ryan Clark was on the hot seat from ESPN. But we do know that Ryan Clark came out with a tweet right after later that day announcing a message that was filled with resilience, with faith, and continuing to move forward, expressing his affection for other employees that have been laid off and are going to be laid off by ESPN. But it's a significant loss for the network. And I do know that there should be every single network right now, CBS, NBC, Amazon Prime, should be calling Ryan's agent and calling Ryan and figuring out the deal, because I would be shocked if Ryan is not on someone else's platform or network by the start of this upcoming NFL season, which is literally less than a month and a half away. So sending positive prayers and thoughts to Ryan Clark and his family. But I do know that when one door closes, God opens up another, and he will be fine. Fox Sports, somebody, he will be fine. So sad day. And it made me a little sad because, Ryan has been the best. And when you listen to his takes and you listen to him debate at the table on First Take, or rather his get up, and just an enthusiasm and the love and the passion that he shares for football and breaking down the game and breaking down the analytics of it, and then putting that all together with telling you why certain things happened the way it did or why a team lost the way they did. I would rather listen to someone who is a former player that knows the game from behind the scenes to the locker room to the front office to obviously the field than from somebody that hasn't played the game or have a knowledge of the game. And that's all I got to say about that. So wishing Ryan Clark well hopes, and we'll get into our final segment of tonight, episode 74. It is Floss with Moss. on this week's edition of Floss with Moss. Yes, last week I gave it to my little cousin Darren, who killed it in his own right, fashionable way. But this one tonight goes to the people, as we have one more episode remaining on the calendar year before we go into our hiatus, or as we said last year, until we go fishing or gone fishing. This has been a season filled with highs and lows, changes, different types of controversy and not setbacks, but we had to cultivate through a lot of different moments. And it's been a long grind, as you guys know. We started this thing in September of last year with season, getting ready for a new season, which is season 2. And we've went all the way through the calendar year until the end of July, which is next Wednesday, in terms of the last episode. So we didn't have any breaks in between. It was all gas, no breaks, week in and week out, different guests, different conversation, different topics, different personalities. And it's something that, again, it was no surprise. I said this back in May and June, what was coming, but we're down to 1 as of next week. And season 2 has been filled with so many good memories, so many good moments. Of course, so many foolishness and foolery. But I am grateful and proud of the work that our guys here at GSC3 as well as the Rewind have done, believing in me again, believing in my vision, believing in my works, believing in my work ethic, believing in what I can do on a week in and week out basis. And all the gratitude goes to those guys behind the scenes that make this episode or show what it is week in and week out. And I've been blessed to have great folks on for season 2. So many different guests, walks of life, professional athletes, NBA agents, NFL players, coaches. I mean, it's just been Dr. Sandra, who has blessed us with her presence. It's been remarkable. And I don't want to get emotional tonight because I told myself I won't get emotional next week. But this means a lot to me, more than you know. Now, of course, we're trying to speak things into existence and receive sponsorships or receive partnerships and advertising, because we have to let this thing grow. I can't be the one paying for everything all the time. Hopefully we can get something to come in to help spread the wealth around, grant something to keep this thing going, because I have put all my chips in on this, and I've been intentional and honest since the beginning of the Rewind's journey. So one more to go, and I just want to say thank you to everybody, all of our former guests from season 2, to take time out of their Wednesdays to join me on this platform, to have a conversation with sports, to pour into each other, to allow me do what I do, and that's have a passion for sports, even though broadcasting is where I pray to end up. But the Rewind will always remain right here, no matter where I'm at in the world. So tons and tons of gratitude, tons of joy through all the ups and downs. I still kept going. We still kept pushing, even when we made changes that people didn't like and their opinions of the changes did not care, kept moving, kept going, kept growing. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So one more episode, which will be next Wednesday, same time, same place. And then we will have our hiatus break. We're going to be gone fishing. I haven't got my bucket hat yet. I'll have that maybe next week. We'll see. Gone fishing. And then we'll return for season 3. Again, to start all gas, no breaks in September, as the start of the 2026 NFL football season will begin. And then the grind continues once again. So thank you to all. And to my guest, Dr. Sandra, who has been an amazing guest tonight, who is welcome anytime, by the way. Anytime. Only she be's nice about me and the Mets. That's the only time she can come back.
I'm always nice.
Okay, yeah. Good answer. Good answer. And her family, again, the Sociedades, the Pimentels.
We love you, Monty.
So good to me. I wish I could tell all the stories from before my baptism and my early years of being in the church with my grandma, then my grandma passed, and then being introduced to the Holy Spirit and the Portuguese tradition of how they celebrate the Holy Spirit and the prayers every night and the people from the community and them opening doors for me, feeding me, clothing me. I mean, just giving me a place to to be myself because they understood my situation when at the time coming from the project and stuff like that. So again, I can go detail by detail, person by person, family member by family member, because I have a relationship and connection with each one of them in its own form or fashion. So I just want to say thank you to your family that has allowed me to become family. And I am so thankful and honored that you guys have accepted me for me and who I am. And to Paulo Sociedade, mentor, former teacher, tutor, to obviously Miss Isabel, who's been amazing to me, Miss Mariana, who has treated me like her own. I mean, Manny, I mean, the list goes on. I mean, thank you. You don't understand. Cousin Tony, Uncle Tony,
Uncle Tony,
Manny, Michael. I mean, thank you to everybody that has poured into me. Your family has been truly full of love, full of grace. And I want to say tonight publicly, because I've said things privately, but I'm going to say publicly here on the Rewind, thank you to you and your family for opening doors for me and allowing me to become family and grow my relationship with the Portuguese knowledge of learning the language and obviously repping Portugal and being 10% Portuguese and eating the food, the cereals, the custard cups. I mean, thank you. Words can't describe. So, Dr. Sandra, before we sign off tonight's episode, where can the people find you? Where can the people support you? And as well as what's one message you would like to leave for the universe tonight on the Rewind?
Oh man, thank you, Monty, for the love of the family. Obviously, we're proud of you, and what an honor it is. It's sort of full circle to sort of be sitting here with you talking sports. It's where we started, and our bickering back and forth in all the good ways. And it's fun I'll talk sports with you, psychology with you anytime, any platform.
Yes.
Whether it's in the living room at my aunt's house or aunt and uncle's house or on your podcast. And it's really nice to see you thrive in all these ways. Really, we're really proud of you, and thank you for all that you have done for us. And so. With that, in terms of the message for the universe, gosh, there's so many good ones. I think, as a psychologist, I've one as a sports fan, as one of a psychologist. I think it's easy. Sports. I love sports because they offer sort of connection and sense of belonging and opportunities to sort of share a common space, whether that's through cultural pride or through sharing a team or both of those, as in the Yankee event that you kindly let me feature here. And so I think more of that, right? Any place that we can find, any place that you can find a sense of belonging, if that means your Portuguese family, or if that means your sports team, or if that means a podcast or any of that, that's the place to go. That's great. WB Mason. I love it. Mets. I love it. Yeah. It's all good.
How about some World Series championships? That'd be nice.
Oh, I got plenty of those as a Yankee fan. You want some? I'll share. I got 20. You got two. You got two, right? Two. But 27. Right? Chris had a chance last year. He didn't get it. Is that about the 2000? Is that 2000? I can't. I forgot.
As you can see, folks, Mets fans don't have much of a leg to stand on talking to Yankees fans. But I can't just not sit here and get punched. You got to punch back.
No, you should.
Got to punch back.
You should. And I think, there were a couple of Subway Series, last year. Yankees are terrible. It's all good. Anyway, we don't want to end on that. We don't want to end that. We want to end on love and respect and a kind message to the universe. And we want to end on Go Yankees, and we want to end on all the good things.
Well, if you haven't, please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Rewind_GSC3. This has been an amazing episode. Thank you to Dr. Sandra Sociedade Pimentel for coming on tonight's episode 74 of the Rewind. You'll be able to catch this. It will be out as well as on all audio platforms, wherever you get your audio at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen. You guys can go out there, support us, and follow us, and just download the episode on audio. Thank you for all the love and support. To my dog, Chris, in 1990 Studios, thank you for all the tremendous work you do week in and week out. I will note he is on vacation this week. I'm going to announce that, but he still took time out of his vacation to come and make this happen for the people as well as us tonight here on the Rewind. So all glory goes to him, as well as all grace to the good Lord. Thank you to my guy, Pat, and everything he's done. Logan, I mean, it's a team effort. This is not just a one-man show. It's all about the team and everyone that supports this and works with this and partners with me has made this happen week in and week out. And your work, your determination, your delivery, your timetables of getting things done. I mean, none of that goes unnoticed, especially when everybody, each one of us are all in different states. We all walk different walks of life. And it's good to see people come together to achieve one common goal. And we will achieve that one common goal. It was not built overnight, but I will find a way to make it happen for the Rewind. I don't know how yet. I'm working on the how, but we're going to get there. We're going to make things happen because I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence and the power in the universe. It works. Trust me, it does. God's time is better than anyone's. And I will leave you with a message I always do before each and every end of every episode. Pause before sharing your every thought. That thought burning a hole in your brain isn't as urgent as it feels. Count to 10 before blurring out criticisms or confessions. People remember what you say far longer than you remember saying it. This is episode 74. Dr. Sandra, Monty Moss signing off. Same place, same time. Episode 75, our last episode of season 2, right here next week. We love you guys. Appreciate your love and support. And we'll see you next week. Go Mets.